welcome to episode 10 of the Navs Nation podcast. I'm your host, Gus Baylow. Nick Pernick will not be joining me this time, unfortunately, but I'm Gus Baylow, bringing you episode 10 of the Navs Nation podcast with special guest Ryan Marra from Brown University will be joining us on episode 10 a little bit later on. We always want to let you know that this podcast is sponsored by RE/MAX 360 Real Estate Office. Whether you're buying or selling a home or just curious about the local market, RE/MAX agents are dedicated to making your real estate experience memorable and enjoyable. Their agents live, work, and serve in our local communities and have the experience to get the job done in today's market. In addition to exceptional marketing strategies, they help you sell your home quickly. RE/MAX offers the latest technology to make the process of finding a home easier than ever. You will gain access to cutting-edge map search technology, our state-of-the-art mobile app, current market stats, and more. So contact RE/MAX 360 today by calling 781-593-6111. 7611, That's 781-593-7611. RE/MAX 360 is conveniently located on 85 Exchange Street, Suite 302 in Lynn. To recap last week for the Navigators, North Shore beat Keene 2-0 at Fraser on Monday, July 12th, followed by a rainout at North Adams on Tuesday. That game is actually being made up as I'm recording this today on Tuesday, July 20th. That will be a doubleheader today at Fraser Field. Jackson Emis pitched 5 1/3 innings of shutout baseball. He only gave up 4 hits and struck out 7. Jackson Emis had a great game on that Monday, July 12th win. 2-0 was the final, as I mentioned. After an off day Wednesday, Navs lost to the Upper Valley Nighthawks twice in a doubleheader, 4-3 and 1-0. So close games in both of those, but the Navigators came out losers in both of them, 4-3 and 1-0. North Shore then lost to the Winnipesaukee Muskrats 6-5 on Friday night, despite the Navs hitting 3 home runs in that game. Logan Bravo, Joe Lamuccio, and Jake Gusson all hit dingers on Friday night, despite the Navigators coming up short 6-5 loss in that one. Then on Monday night, lost at Keene 7-4. Joe Lamuccio, however, went 5 for 5 with 5 singles, and Logan Bravo hit his 8th home run on the season. So Logan Bravo is having a great season for the Navigators now. He's had 8 home runs, and Lamuccio 5 for 5 with 5 singles. 3 of those were infield singles. So Lamuccio has a lot of speed. He can get down the base path very quickly. So Joe Lamuccio, very solid for North Shore. He's done a great job for the Navigators and just being very consistent at the plate. That was not before, however, the All-Star game, which took place on Sunday in Newport, Rhode Island. Logan Bravo had an RBI single in the All-Star game. Jackson Emis pitched the second inning. The North won the game 6-2. Joe Lamuccio also played as well. And Ryan Marra also had competed in the Home Run Derby. Ryan Marra in the Home Run Derby hit a total of 24 home runs, including 14 in the first round. That was good for a second-place finish, only finishing one shy of Luke Franzoni of the Valley Blue Sox, who won the Home Run Derby. One of Marra's 10 home runs in the championship round went 448 feet. So Ryan Marra hit an absolute moonshot. Ryan Marra having a great season for the Navigators, and he is our next guest on the Navs Nation podcast. So 24 home runs in all at Newport on Sunday. It was a great day in Newport, Rhode Island. A lot of familiar faces through all the North and South Division teams, and it was great to see some former Navigators as well. So we're now ready for our interview with Ryan Marra. So without further ado, here is our interview. We now welcome our next guest to the Navs Nation podcast, Ryan Marra. Marra has been a main component in North Shore's success so far. Coming into Tuesday, July 20th, Marra is batting .254 for the Navigators with 1 home run and 12 RBIs. Most notably, Marra hit 24 home runs in the Home Run Derby on Sunday in Newport, Rhode Island at the All-Star game. Marra is from Brown University and will be heading into his junior season with the Bears this coming fall after a standout high school career at Detroit Central Catholic High School. In the shortened 2020 season at Brown, he had 3 hits, with 2 of them being doubles, and started in 5 of the 7 games played. As for Marra in 2021, however, he's looking to continue to pile up hits and runs as the Navigators are officially in the home stretch of the season. So Ryan, welcome to the show. How are you?
Good. Thanks for having me. How are you, Gus?
I'm good, Ryan. Thanks. And I'm happy that you're able to join us here on the Navs Nation podcast. So let's talk about that home run derby that you just took part in on Sunday, not too long ago. What was working best for you in the derby so you progressed through that first round and the first few swings that weren't home runs, but then you got into a groove as it went on. So what was working best for you?
Yeah, I think it's all about just getting in a groove. The guy I had thrown to me was a Sanford Mainers coach, and we kind of got in a groove. He was putting in the same spot every time, and I was just trying to repeat the same swing to give me some success.
So you're up to a good start. How did you feel going into the championship round? You had 14 home runs, which is good for second place and against a lot of very good competition. There were a lot of home runs hit in Newport that day. So what was your mindset going to the championship round?
Same thing. Just not trying to do too much. Just trying to pepper that short right field wall over there and just try to put as many out as I could.
And then from that whole experience, the All-Star game, the home run derby in general, just being down in Newport, what was your biggest takeaway? And to put on that performance in front of the great crowd that it was, what was that like?
Oh, it was awesome. I mean, the energy in that stadium was great. Newport did a great job with it. I mean, it was fun, especially in front of Joe, Logan, Jackson. They were my little hype squad behind me. It was a real good time.
There were three other All-Stars, and yes, they were definitely a hype squad for sure. It was a great crowd in Newport and definitely a great weekend for the All-Star game. So let's talk about your experience at Brown, just up in Providence. I know that the lack of baseball has definitely been not what you wanted it to be, but what has your experience been like at Brown despite the lack of baseball?
I mean, I love it. The people there are great. The coaching staff, the players. It's a real good community. And I mean, the campus and the academics over there are second to none. It's been a really cool experience, both athletically and academically. And yeah, like you said, I'm just ready to start playing for them again.
Right, start playing for them. And have you felt a connection with any other of the Ivy League teams? Some players on some other teams. You guys have been kind of going through the same thing, trying to have a season in 2021. You were fighting for a season, in the spring. So what was it like, talking with some of the other Ivy League players on some of the other teams? And do you feel you built a connection with them?
Yeah, you definitely have a heightened sense of understanding with those players. We got quite a few guys from around the Ivy League, and we're all in the same boat with not getting a season this last year. So we understand what we've all gone through, and we respect it.
Right, for sure. And then talk about, what are you looking forward to most other than baseball when you head back to Brown this fall?
I'm looking forward to seeing some of my friends, my teammates that, not being on campus in 2020, like kind of denied me the opportunity. So I haven't seen some of my teammates and friends in over a year.
Were you home during the 2020-2021 school year? Were you on campus at all, or how did that go for you?
So in the fall of 2020, me and five of my teammates went down to Florida to train. And then we returned to campus for about a month in the spring of 2021, hoping to get a season. And we were practicing at Brown. And then when they canceled that season, me and 13 of my teammates went back down to that same spot in Florida and trained for the rest of the semester virtually down there.
Oh, wow. So what was that like, just going through that experience and being with, some of your teammates? So you were able to train somewhat, but was it nice to be down with your teammates in Florida?
Yeah, I mean, it was awesome, especially when it was 80 in Florida and 45 degrees in Providence. Um, but yeah, we had a really good facility. We had some really good people around us, and I know we all got a lot better from it and learned a lot from it.
So let's talk about your transition from Michigan to New England. Two different geographical parts of the country, the Midwest to the Northeast. So after a standout career in high school, you hit 415 of 6 home runs and 28 RBIs as a senior. What was your mindset heading into Brown after, you had a great career with Detroit Central Catholic?
Well, it was just to go in there and just do what I could to help the team my freshman year. Obviously, every freshman comes in there hoping to start, and I thought I had a good chance at that. But even if I wasn't in the starting lineup, just pinch hitting, doing whatever I could to just help the team win.
Like you said, so at Detroit Central Catholic, you had a great career there. And any standout memories from your high school days back in Michigan? Is there a memorable game that you had, or a memorable at bat, I guess you could say, as you had a great career with in high school?
Yeah, I mean, I loved my high school. It was a great experience. I'd say my most memorable moment was actually in hockey when I won the state championship my senior year. So that
Oh,
was
wow.
pretty cool. Not even on the baseball field.
What was that like playing hockey up in Michigan? And I'm sure that's some pretty good hockey up there.
Yeah, it was intense. It was a lot of good players around the state, and like people love their hockey up there. So we would pack those stadiums. It was real fun.
That's awesome. So what about Brown sold you when you were going through the college process? What about the Brown University program sold you? And when did you know that Brown was the place for you?
It was just a sense of family that they've built in that program over the past few years. I visited a few other campuses and a few other programs, and when I visited Brown, it just kind of clicked with me. I could really tell like everyone was there to try to better each other, and they really wanted to win.
Right. You talk about playing multiple sports in high school as well. There's a lot of multi-sport athletes on the Navigators this season that have played multiple sports in high school. Maybe Cal Christopher being one of them. He played 4 sports in high school, so double that you did. But obviously, what was it like playing multiple sports in high school, and then obviously having to manage your academics on top of it, going to an institution like Brown?
Yeah, it taught me good study habits, and like I couldn't procrastinate that much. You just didn't really have the time of day. So I think I've carried that over into Brown pretty well.
So let's talk about the 2021 summer with the Navigators. This has obviously been a great summer so far with North Shore and Lynn. How did you find out about the Navs, and what were you most looking forward to heading into that summer?
So I found out about the Nabs through my hitting coach at Brown. Used to coach on the West Coast, so we knew Coach Mack, and they made that connection and got me on the team. And I was just looking forward to playing. Get my season canceled. I was just ready to come to Lynn and start playing.
Did you talk to a lot of the Ivy League guys when you knew that there were going to be some Ivy League faces on the 2021 roster?
The only one I talked to was Jay Driver because we were actually training down in Florida together this spring, and like about a month into that, like knowing each other a little bit, he said, "I heard you're playing for the Navigators," and I said, "Yeah," and he said he's doing it too, and then Joe's playing for him, and Matthias is playing for him. So us four were together before the season even started.
That's awesome. Did you go into that summer knowing quite a few players? You touched on earlier with Jay Driver and Joe Lamuccio and Matthias Haas, and did you know quite a few players due to a few guys being from the Ivy League, or do you know a few guys just from knowing people?
So those three are the only ones I knew because I haven't played an Ivy League game yet. So I was familiar with the names of some of the other players, but didn't know them on a personal level.
And then how have you enjoyed experience with the Navigators this summer? You're obviously from Michigan and playing summer ball in New England. So what has that been like for you?
I love it. I mean, a little more rain than I would hope for, but I love the ocean. We go to the beach a lot. Yeah, just a lot of great people out here. Really loving the experience.
Yeah, a lot of rainouts in this month of July. And for someone who's been in New England my whole life, about 18, 19 years, I've never seen the amount of rain that I have in one month. And the July of 2021. But nonetheless, Navigators are finding ways to get these games in. We're playing 12 games in 11 days. So a lot of baseball to come for the Navigators. So let's talk about the takeaways to wrap things up here. After this season, what are you most looking forward to learning as you head back to Providence this fall from the Navigators or just being from these group of guys?
Yeah, I mean, I try to pick a lot of people's brains as much as I can in the cages on the field, just trying to learn what other people do differently. Maybe it'll work for me, maybe it won't. But I just want to take away as much as I can from playing with all these really high level guys and being coached by Coach Mack. Talk to him quite a bit. Just learn as much as I can this summer and have fun while doing it.
Well, thank you, Ryan, for joining us on the Navs Nation podcast. This was a great interview, and we hope to see you do great things in the summer and beyond. So thank you for joining us.
Thanks, Gus.
So thank you, Ryan Moore, for that interview. That was a great interview with our man, Ryan Moore, who's, again, had a great season for the Navigators and is one of those Ivy League guys that we've talked about on the broadcast and throughout the ballpark. A lot of Ivy League guys on that roster for the Navigators this summer. Home games today against North Adams. That doubleheader is taking place today on Tuesday. This episode will be done by the time that those games have concluded. But an off day tomorrow on Wednesday, and then that will start a 12 games and 11-day stretch for the Navigators to finish out the regular season. The regular season concludes on August 1st, so it is coming soon. August 1st, the last game of the season. That will be a home game against Sanford. But for now, there'll be home games Thursday against Vermont and Friday against the Winnipesaukee Muskrats. So the Mountaineers and Muskrats will come to town later this week. Both games will be at Frazier Field at 6:35 p.m., and then the Navigators will then travel to Upper Valley on Saturday and then Sanford for a doubleheader. So a little bit of a home and then away stretch for the Navigators is, like I said, 12 games in 11 days will start this Thursday. Again, we want to remind you, you can tune into our social pages at NS Navigators on Twitter and Instagram, making sure you stay up to date on all the latest Navigator news. We've had a great summer at Frazier Field. We're looking to finish strong as the Navigators will look to make a late push and end this 4-game losing streak. So thank you all so much for joining us for episode 10 of the Navs Nation podcast. We want to thank you again for joining us, and hopefully Nick Pernick will be back for us next week. But until then, this is Gus Baylow signing off, and thank you for listening to episode 10 of the Navs Nation podcast.